The idea of money is completely subjective. Whether it's a credit card or a dollar bill, its value is only what we decide it to be. Delving into history, it's evident that trade has been fundamental to human civilization, as seen in ancient cultures like Egypt, China, India, and Sumer. Before the rise of civilization in Mesopotamia, life was mostly about individual or tribal survival. The hunter-gatherer societies operated on the principle of survival of the fittest, unaware that collaboration could reduce their hardships and promote prosperity. By uniting diverse groups with different skills, humanity managed to escape the solitary and mundane existence of earlier times. This concept of specialization is still visible in today's manufacturing and service industries, where each part of the chain performs a specific role, enhancing the overall process. This was a pivotal discovery for the Mesopotamians, who established the first known cities. Since then, trade has become a prevalent profession. Reading historical or medieval stories often brings up images of merchants and traders in marketplaces. Commerce has evolved significantly from those days. Going further back, the initial trade systems were quite basic, relying on the inherent value of goods, where valuable items served as currency. The worth of these items was based on their practical use rather than any arbitrary value. This barter system, where goods like salt, wheat, and rice were exchanged for other items like utensils, metals, and weapons, facilitated the primary human occupation since the Neolithic era, agriculture. However, bartering had its drawbacks, such as the lack of a standardized valuation system, making even simple trades time-consuming. The transition to currency systems is not well documented due to the scarcity of ancient records. Economic systems from ancient times are challenging to understand, some predating written language. For instance, monetary systems existed about 5,000 years ago in Mesopotamia, evidenced by recorded ledgers from that era. The concept of assigning specific values to tokens gradually became popular, and while many might think of ancient metal coins, other forms of tokens like clay were used in places like Babylon, Egypt, China, and India. These tokens helped palaces assign values to stored goods. Other forms of currency included animal skins, weapons, and salt. By the time metal was used as money in Babylon, it hadn't yet taken the form of coins. The creation of metal coins started to spread globally around the 7th century BCE, with China and India among the early adopters. In Asia Minor, Alyattes of Lydia is credited with minting the first official currency around 600 BCE, which helped Lydia become one of the region's wealthiest empires. The Greek historian Herodotus mentions this while referencing the Greek poet Xenophanes from the 6th century BCE. The shift from a barter system to a monetary system likely occurred during the Copper and Bronze Ages, driven by increased metal usage and trade needs. As trade expanded, the demand for a standardized monetary system grew, leading to innovations and the eventual rise of urban civilizations, which spurred creativity and innovation. Today, large urban populations are common, and we often overlook the challenges of solitary survival. Metals became widely used as materials and currencies because of their intrinsic value, which reassured communities of their worth. If foreign cultures didn't recognize these currencies, the metals could still be sold. Metals like silver, copper, and gold were commonly used to mint coins, and their composition was relatively easy to verify. Over time, gold and silver coins became prevalent in Europe, lasting several centuries. Some Eurasian languages even use the same word for money and silver. Like all systems, this one had its advantages and disadvantages, with issues like coin manipulation and varying regional exchange rates. The major shift in Europe occurred in the Middle Ages when coins transitioned from being a unit of weight to a unit of value. The Islamic Golden Age introduced many modern economic concepts such as checks, transactional and savings accounts, exchange rates, bank loans, and the transfer of debt and credit. Mediterranean trade, particularly around Italy, utilized bills of exchange, an early form of credit that helped mitigate the risks of traveling with money. Meanwhile, China had already started using paper money during the Song dynasty in the 11th century CE, predating similar practices in other parts of the world. As time progressed, currencies became more regulated, and governments exerted greater control. The first European banknotes appeared in the 17th century, and the practice spread globally. In the 1970s, the U.S. abandoned the gold standard, leading to market-determined currency values. The late 20th century saw the rise of credit and debit cards, and more recently, digital currencies and mobile payments have become widespread, with platforms like Google Pay and Apple Pay facilitating transactions. The advent of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin introduced a new era of digital cash supported by robust cryptography and blockchain technology, which offers a decentralized and immutable record-keeping system. From bartering chickens for building materials to tapping devices for digital transactions, the evolution of money reflects humanity's journey through millennia. While our methods have changed, our economic needs remain similar to those of our ancestors. As long as money exists, it will continue to evolve. We hope you found this video on the evolution of money informative. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe,